What's going on, everyone? So from the moment that the Lakers traded for Luka Doncic, one of the first things I said is that I think Austin Reaves needs to go to the bench. I don't think anything has changed with that. Austin Reaves just has been so good. One, I don't think the Lakers would do it. And two, it would be really hard to justify, right? Like, dude, you've carried and been ridiculous the last, 2 months for us. And hey, as a reward, we're going to put you on the bench and have you be the sixth man, right? And it's nothing due to Reeves other than you just don't need him to start games, right? Lakers defense has been an issue. And I know people say, oh, it's just a first game against Chicago. And what did I say in that Chicago video? I said, watch the same thing happen in Orlando because the jury's out. Teams know. You don't have Anthony Davis protect the paint no more. Push the pace. You have Luka and Austin Reaves. And the Lakers don't have the perimeter defense to mask Luka and Austin Reaves. How did Dallas make Luka and Kyrie work? Because they had three guys that could all defend around them. I mean, Derrick Jones Jr. was literally the premier 3-and-D guy last year. PJ Washington turned into like a legit defensive anchor and could defend 1 through 5. And then you had Daniel Gafford or Derek Lively, two really good above average defensive bigs. And they were able to mask Kyrie and Luka, right? Well, the Lakers don't have that. You have Jackson Hayes, who's not a good interior defender, right? He's not disciplined enough. And then you have now Dorian Finney-Smith, which I think they need to stick with and they need to keep, but he's only one guy. And then you have Luka and Reeves, and then LeBron, who LeBron, don't get me wrong, can play defense. He can be good defensively, but to ask him to be your primary defensive stopper, possession after possession after possession after possession, it's just hard. It's unrealistic, right? Why were the Lakers having some success? You saw Luka and Reeves looking excellent. Jackson Hayes, right? Like everything was clicking. Everything was cooking. What happened? The Lakers were running Jordan Goodwin with Dorian Finney-Smith and Jackson Hayes, right? What does that do? It gives you two defensive scrappers that can defend out on the perimeter, both rebound above average. Both guys can do the dirty work, do the hustle plays, sacrifice their bodies, do everything. And then you have Luka and Reeves as your primary offensive weapons and Jackson Hayes as your floor running lob threat. Right? Jordan Goodwin and Dorian Finney-Smith knocking down threes, all of that. It's just better balanced, right? The Lakers don't have that balance now. And you're not sitting LeBron, right? And you're not sitting Luka. So who else do you sit? The only guy you could sit is Reeves. Now, the other thing is, too, you don't need Reeves to start games. And you've seen Reeves these last kind of 2 games kind of be phased out early on. Because Luka, in particular, loves to shoot in the first quarter. He's done it his whole career. Watch Luka play. He usually will take like 12 shots in the first quarter and then have, another 10 the rest of the game, right? Luka loves to get hot in the first quarter and kind of set the tone offensively. That's usually when he's looking to be most aggressive is in the first quarter. It's why in the first you see him taking so many shots. That's his game. That's always been his game. He likes to see and get a feel early on to build that momentum for the rest of the game. And usually if he starts off cold, you're going to have a cold game the rest of the way. If he starts off hot and money, it kind of is your kind of barometer to dictate how good or bad Luka's going to be for the game, right? Luka's done it his entire career. So does that mean you need another on-ball, guy in Austin Reaves? No, you need that defensive guy. You need somebody that can fill in and let Luka be the dog he is to start the games. And then you also always have LeBron plus the lob threat in Jackson Hayes. And then now you have the 2 scrappers. I said from the moment the Lakers traded for Luka that I thought it should be Luka, Jordan Goodwin, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Jackson Hayes. That should be the 5. You're better defensively. You have better scrappers. You have better versatility, right? And now you can allow Luka to be Luka. You can allow Luka to do the Luka things. And it has nothing to do with Austin Reaves and his play. Nothing to do with Austin Reeves' play. Austin Reeves has been fantastic, but he's not good enough defensively, and he's not good enough as a catch and shoot 3-point shooter. Right? Like, he's a rhythm shooter. He needs to get into his rhythm. He needs to get guys off the dribble. He needs to have the ball in his hands. You've seen him struggle from three of the last few games. I don't think that that's a coincidence. Right? He's not having the ball in his hands as much. He's not getting the opportunity the way he was. Well, where could he do that? That's right, off the bench. And it makes it easier to stag guys, because now when LeBron goes to the bench, you can bring in Austin Reaves. Now you have Luka and Reeves, and you can surround him with the scrappers. And then Luka goes to the bench, and you bring back Reeves, or LeBron, right? And you just keep swapping those three. When Luka goes to the bench, Reeves comes in, vice versa. And then, look, if all three are cooking and all three are doing their thing, my game might be over by fourth quarter, but then you can close with all three if you need to, right? If it's a tight game, right, you can kind of make the adjustment accordingly. But to start the game, you don't need Austin Reeves, which has always been my concern. Austin Reeves is really good. He's been fantastic. It's nothing against him as the player. If you didn't have LeBron, then it would make sense. Then you would not hear me be saying, hey, we need to have Austin Reeves come off the bench. That'd be the last thing on my mind. But because now you have LeBron back, you have this redundancy. It's why I said, can the three of them coexist? I believe they can coexist, but I think you need to scatter them properly, and I think you need to have the right surrounding pieces around them. They might not even have the right surrounding pieces, but you need to try to mimic that to the best of your ability. You need to try to have as versatile of a lineup. Imagine if your starting five is Luka, Jordan Goodwin, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Jackson Hayes. Now your bench five is Gabe Vincent, Austin Reaves, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura, and Alex Lynn or Trey Jamison. That's so much more balanced. You got offense and defense in the starting unit. You got offense and defense in the bench unit. You have nice balance. You could literally just do like hockey shift change and literally just take all your starters out and put all your bench guys in and not miss a beat. Because you have guys like Austin Reaves that can play that role. I'm not saying you do that, but I'm saying like you have better balance. Now Reeves and Rui get to be the primary scoring options on the offense. Reeves gets to have the ball in his hands. He gets to be aggressive. He gets to do his thing. He plays alongside LeBron. LeBron's going to let Reeves do Reeves things. He's playing alongside Luka. We've already seen that the two of them can balance it out. And you just have better structure. I just don't know if the Lakers are actually going to do that. I don't think JJ would do it. I don't think the Lakers front office would make him do it or want him to do it, right? And again, Austin Reeves has been so good, it's kind of hard to justify. But my concern, again, isn't so much the regular season. It's once we get to the playoffs, once you get to the postseason, and you have teams that are every possession going to target Austin Reeves and Luka, and you don't have that backline defense in your front court to now protect the rim, right? And then if the defense collapses, it's easy kickouts to open shooters. And we've seen LeBron doesn't really go out and contest that, right? So now the weak side corner is getting wide open looks because he's just like, and then, boxing out and getting ready for the rebound. And then same thing on that side, because usually you have like Luka or somebody tucked into that end, right? So it's like, pick your poison almost. Again, I like Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves has been fantastic. But there's always been, from the moment we traded for Luka, of like, hey, Reeves is probably going to be best coming off the bench, being the sixth man, right? He could still be your third option. He's still going to get, his 16 plus shots. Nothing would change for him. It's just you get better balance. You get better balance in the starting unit. It makes more sense alongside Luka because, again, Luka likes to be aggressive early on. LeBron likes to pace himself throughout the game, right? Look, how many times have we seen LeBron at halftime with 5 points and he finishes the game with 25? That's just what LeBron likes to do. He likes to pace himself, right? Luka loves to, if he can go get 20 in the first quarter, he'll go get 20 in the first. We've seen him do it with the Lakers even. right? So even if you're somebody that never watched him in Dallas, just watch the games with the Lakers. You'll see the exact same thing. He'll have 20 in the first quarter, and then, he'll have 32 by the end of the game, which is great, but he had 20. That means he only had 12 the next 3 quarters, right? But the Lakers aren't creating enough separation for that to have an impact. Usually what would happen is Dallas is up 20 going into halftime, right? And then they're just weathering the storm, so Luka can kind of coast. But if the Lakers are only up 2, right, at halftime, then Luka giving you a 30 piece at halftime means nothing. It's not giving you anything. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to solve anything. It's not going to fix anything. That's the problem. Lakers need better balance in the starting unit. Again, I just don't think the Lakers are going to make that adjustment. I don't think the Lakers are going to make that change to now justify not having Austin Reaves in the starting unit. That's my dilemma. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think, no, you cannot bench Reeves? Reeves has got to be in the starting unit. Do you think, no, Reeves going to have to be the 6th man? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. Either way, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.